Alright guys, we are back for another Dokkan battle video. So, Physical Super Vegito got his EZA, out of nowhere. You could certainly say that this was prime candidate, right? With this being a Buu Saga sort of centric celebration, right? We could, sort of anticipate that, like, the oldest Dokkan Fest TUR, which this guy is, could get his EZA. Now, it seems as though they didn't really go all the way with this guy's EZA, which is unfortunate because he's on, fusions themselves are just generally not in a really good spot right now. And keep in mind that the new Super Saiyan 3 Goku and Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta, right, sort of like leading like a final trump card team, but specifically wanting sort of like Majin Buu Saga characters, right, for the 200%. Vegito being super good could be very helpful. Now, I would have to imagine this is going to be probably the easiest EZA ever. I don't know. Is there an easier one than this? Probably not. Because this guy, Vegito, is weak to Transformation Boost. So let's take a look at STR Transformation Boost. And it's just like, we literally just go bam, 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 bam. Right? Like, it's Bojack. Like, it's just so free. Like, and there's just a lot. Like, this is not one of these weaker categories or something like that. You have a lot to work with, right? This is where, like, EZAs, I think, could be really tough or really tricky if it's, like, a very, very niche category. But when it's, like, some really strong one, like Transformation Boost, which, again, basically every single villain is on, like every notable villain essentially is on Transformation Boost, pretty much, right? Pretty much. Now let's see what characters. So looks like we would have to use. I think we could use Physical, STR, AGL against this Vegito. He has damage reduction against the other typings. So Vegito has damage reduction against Extreme Tech and Extreme Int, and then he has damage reduction against every super class. So we would want AGL, STR, and Physical Extreme. This is essentially the roster we have available to us, right? Right here. But again, look at this. Like, just look at the top right there. LR, like, I'm not using LR Golden Frieza, right? Like, I don't know. Maybe we should. Well, maybe I should add LR Gold. Actually, LR Gold and Frieza rather than Cool EZA is probably a good idea right there, right? And I feel like just running movie bosses with LR Final Form Cooler, I mean, this is it. A lot of people are going to have this guy ready to go. EZA TUR Cooler. I mean, this guy came out in 2019. This EZA STR Cooler, right? So that's the thing about this guy, as well as EZA AGL LR Gohan, and why, like, these EZAs really can be so impactful when we're talking about characters that came out 500 years ago, right? And, like, players are likely to have these types of characters ready to go, right? Because AGL LR Gohan, he's on so many Dokkan Fest, like, LR banners, right? Like, they spam Dokkan Fest LRs on other Dokkan Fest LR banners. EZA STR Cooler was one of the prime examples of a character that they would throw on a banner to make it more enticing, right? Routinely. It was a common thing. So it's like, then them giving these types of characters really good EZAs, or these characters becoming, the impetus to us, like, being able to destroy, like, Super Battle Road stages with, like, weaker categories or EZAs or something like that. Like, it's big. And this is why it's like, if you guys have noticed, when I'm evaluating units recently too, I really make it a huge priority. Like, let's look at the categories. And we're not looking at, are they on Super Saiyan or Goku family or some bullshit like this. It's like, are they on Miraculous Awakening, Revenge, Rapid Growth, Giant Form? Like, when you're on teams like that is when it really becomes super impactful, when even if they take, like, an old character EZA or something like that and make them crazy. So Vegito is on Buu Saga, which desperately needs a complete revamp. He's on Potara, which has almost nothing. He's on Super Saiyans, which has a lot of options, but, I mean, we could use better options. Final Trump card needs lots of help. Battle of Wits needs help. Accelerated Battle is probably in a good spot, and Fused Fighter needs help as well. So really, if I look at this Super Vegito, the only team he's on that I would say like doesn't necessarily have to have it is Accelerated Battle. So it's like the fact that this guy's EZA seems to be potentially underwhelming is a bit of a disappointment, right? Like EGL Blue Gogeta, he got one of these like supreme EZAs, right? So like now, Dokkan has done this several times recently. EGL LR Gohan, EZA LR Goku Black and Zamasu, and EGL Blue Gogeta. I mean, I need to come up with a term for it. Yeah, supreme EZAs, I guess. That might be something I'm going to try and stick with there. And it's like, I saw so many people say, oh my god, EZAs. This was before Gohan and Gogeta, right? But people were saying, oh my god, I'm not even excited for EZAs anymore. They're always bad. And it's like, I felt like Dokkan, like, EGL LR Gohan feels like the actual strongest EZA ever. I don't think that they've ever gone higher than what EGL LR Gohan is at, right? There's always, every once in a while, they always would randomly make one of these a god. Like, back in the day, a lot of the EZAs were super good. I remember Tech Beerus specifically was just, like, out of nowhere. Like, oh my god, right? But, like, a lot of the older EZA, like, characters like, I don't know, STR Perfect Cell, right? EZA'd, and, like, he had some viability in, like, Legendary Goku event and stuff like that, but it's not like he wasn't a contender for top of the game the way we see with, you know, both EGL Gohan and Blue Gogeta. I think it's good, right? Because now it's like, you know, people could say, I want them to make this guy the greatest EZA ever, and, you know, for whatever care, I don't know, let's just use the 5th anniversary Blue Fusions as an example. And it's like, certainly, I would say it does definitely feel like fairly realistic now for some of these characters, right? The 5th anniversary fusions in particular, those ones I feel like are pretty important for Dokkan to hit. Those characters are just way too popular. I just don't think it would be in Dokkan's best interest to have those characters not just be explosive beyond belief. Once they would actually sort of, you know, like get their EZA and come out. Those two in particular, right? And we'll see what is going to happen in the 8th anniversary, because we have not gotten Part 1 EZAs before, and what Physical Super Vegito and STR Super Buu are here is these are Part 1 EZAs, right? For Part 1 of the celebration. So with Part 2, what are we getting? Are we getting Spirit Bomb Absorbed Goku? Are we getting, like, #1 Angel Vegeta? Are we getting the 5th anniversary fusions? Is it going to be STR Vegito and Buuhan in Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, right? Like, I just feel like those are all legitimate options on the table. Of those, what, like 7, 8, or 9 characters I just mentioned, at least a couple are probably going to EZA. They would be skipping a lot of characters in line to get to the #1, you know, Vegeta from the Kid Buu fight. But I feel like thematically, there's no character that, like, fits the theme better than him, right? Because he literally is already part of the, like the 8th anniversary LR, like the Super Saiyan 3 Goku and Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta. That's essentially, like, he essentially is already part of the unit. So it would be really interesting, I think, if he would get one. Spirit Bomb Absorb Goku would be, I think, very tremendous as well. Does seem like Final Trump Card is kind of like the category that they're really kind of pushing here. If you guys notice so far, like, all of these units, I think all of the anniversary units are on Final Trump Card except for Ice and Nova Shenron. I think they are the only character right now who are not actually on Final Trump Card, right? Because even like the Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks and Piccolo, all these characters have been on these on Final Trump Card, which essentially is just what Dokkan is pushing right now, right? Because, like, Power of Wishes, Power of Hope, you know, that's the new anniversary category, sure, but, like, a lot of these characters that are coming out are not actually on that, so that's good. Final Trump Card, if you guys, you know, don't remember, when Final Trump Card came out, it was a ridiculous category for sure, but that was in an era, you know, when Dokkan was very young, they spammed Dokkan Fest for fusion characters, like they should have. And then, you know, as animations have increased, right, and they're directly taking, like, huge references, you know, like one-to-one with like the anime and stuff like that. They have sort of like calmed down a bit with the fusions, but I mean, they will come up with ways for them to drop another Super Vegito and Super Gogeta and stuff like that. And this celebration to me does seem good to sort of like revive these like fusion type categories. Time limit, final trump card, fuse fighters, you know, what is the other, time limit, fuse fighters, final trump card. I guess those are kind of like the ones, right? So we'll see how that's gonna play out. It is a shame, by the way, that Super Vegito is not on time limit. It's like he kind of should be, but like that retcon of the Patara not lasting, that only showed up after, right? That showed up way later in Dragon Ball Super. No. I was gonna say, actually, this Super Vegito right here, he released on October 31st, 2017. It was Halloween. He actually came out after the retcon had happened, but, you know, they decided not to put Super Vegito characters on there because, you know, during Dragon Ball Z time, you know, the Patara fusion was permanent. But then they kind of retconned that in Dragon Ball Super, which I do think is kind of pointless. I still don't know why they needed to do that, because they literally have a scene in there where Supreme Kai and Kibito come up to Goku, and it's like, oh yeah, we used the Namekian Dragon Balls to revert our fusion. Not permanent anymore here. And we all watch that, right? And it's like, oh, so Vegito, like, they're going to use this to break Vegito back then, clearly. And then it's like, yeah, well, they brought Vegito back, but now it's just, there's a retcon anyway. So it's like, what was the point, right? Like, I don't know. No, he lived! We actually didn't one-turn him. That's crazy. All right, so there we go. Again, this is one of the easiest EZAs ever. I will not be surprised when people are at stage 999 on this EZA, like, literally tomorrow, right? Like, it's like, Cooler is just going to be a buzzsaw. I bet you that's going to go through, like, every single stage of this EZA, so we will see. So, let me know what you guys think of EZA Physical Super Vegito. I do think that he's probably a little bit better than people are giving him credit for, because he's not going to be able to take damage from normals, but, like, in such a way to where he might be, like, an interesting run in, like, even EZAs and stuff like that. Like, he might have a bit more viability than people are thinking, but, you know, let me EZA him, let me, like, sort of test this out. Let's see, you know, is this guy the biggest fraud ever, biggest waste ever, or is he actually kind of good? Let's go ahead and take a look.